Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader training room for Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. All right, and this is our only session today, so I'll do away with the risk disclosure. Michael Russell has a long trade gone too far. Crude. First trade of the morning sets up at 9:11:09, 9 a.m. session. That goes through both targets 1 and 2, 19 and 30, 49 ticks. One and done. Unleaded, also in its first trade of the morning. Right around the same day, in fact, same second. Looks like that was both set up. No, 7 seconds apart. That's also gone through target 2. Target 1 traders pick up 46, target 2 72. And we're currently at 88.39 for the trailing stop. YM has stopped out of the long trade, so we're looking for a new setup for our start time coming in less than 2 minutes. Pound Aussie has a potential short trade, and soybeans has gone too far on the long trade, so it's looking for a new setup. New setup. Soybeans starting at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. YM, Micro Russell, all starting at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. Micro NQ will start at 8:34 Central, 9:34 Eastern. Unleaded stopped 88.58, actually beyond target 4 now. We will do a 10 a.m. crude mini session. "20 seconds to market open." Market is open. Have a short setup on the YM now. That is too quick, and that is actually we have a long setup now. Short setup did stop out. Data's running behind this morning. About 30 seconds. All right, there is target one. We got a quick stop and reverse, but that should get us positive. Micro Russell with a long trade. All right, unleaded stopped out at 88.64 from the entry at 87.31, so 133 ticks on the trailer, 234 for target two traders total. So we'll pull up micro NQ now, see where it's going to go. It doesn't start for a few more minutes. All right, that trade is still valid for the moment anyway. Another minute to go. Micro Russell hits money management. Crude is done, unleaded is done, the YM is done. So we get the short, long, target one plus almost a target one, a very small loss on the stop and reverse. That actually is going to be 41 on the stop and reverse entry. $41 from 24 is 17 ticks, loss of 34. We pick up 25 and 63. Target one was 66. So 25 and 22. We pick up 47, so plus 10 in a one and done session there. Soybeans still looking for a new trade. Micro Russell break even stop out. We are in our session. We are going to get a cancellation of the long on this bar, so that's, I would cancel that order because we're not going to get to it at this point. And it will cancel on the close of this bar. We've got a crossover. I think we've got a crossover there. Yeah, we've got. Do we? Yeah, we definitely have a crossover there. Fast is below the slow. So the long will cancel. Short trade on the micro Russell. This is a big trade. Target 1 obviously going to be plenty for money management, and target 2 will be our first actionable target. 4.1 to target 2. All right, there's a new long trade. That's a valid setup. Hopefully you got it, we're able to execute that. That one's got a little bit of a wick to it. No? Yeah, just a little bit of a no wick. So it's just a regular size trade, long trade. Micro NQ taking heat. I'd like to have that stop below the 50, but it's too big of an adjustment right now. Probably going to start trailing on the close of this bar. But 2046 is about where I think we'll be trailing. Roughly. Nope, didn't get far enough. So we are still, actually it closed above the trailing line, so it's not, didn't move the stop. And we have another potential trade. Also a long trade now on pound Aussie. Both trades are valid. So first actionable target on that will be target 2. Target 1's buried in the stop from the short trade. Still about 30. Yeah, still about 30 seconds behind. Crude did stop out. Finally. Micro NQ. One close above the balance line, so We still have the valid short trade. Hard to say which one's going to happen. And there is our trailer. So we take a small loss and then transition back to a long on the micro Russell. Break even, small loss, and another big trade. Big enough for target 2. You're going to close below the 14 EMA, so the trailer did come down and stopped out at 043. The entry was 037, so 6 ticks, loss of 18. Plus the 3 on the prior trade, so we're at down 15 ticks at the moment. Full stop out on the micro NQ on the long trade, so that's a loss on trade number 1. We have a short setup, but it looks to me like that bar was same second. So I'm guessing that that's an avoided trade. 1 loss, short is a no trade. Soybean still looking for its first trade, still in the add-on long. Both trades are still valid on the pound Aussie. We have started trailing on the micro Russell, so this won't have much of a loss, if any. Now it's even smaller, 24.9, and our entry was 049, and our entry was 051. We did hit money management, so that will bring it. Now, major key level is still going to be 049. So we are just going to trail this up. Still have 2 ticks of risk on. Micro NQ is not in the short trade. That went to the short entry, then to the stop. So the trade is canceled. All right, target 2 is a win. We now go to look for target 3. Trailer at 068, setting new session highs. YM testing its 200. We're coming very close to testing its 200 EMA. On the downside, coming off of session highs shortly after market open. Please do say hello in the chat. Crude was one and done on the 9 a.m. mini session. Unleaded was one and done. The YM was one and done. We have a break even, a loss, and a win in process. Very small loss. Just 6-tick risk on the trailing stop. We've got target 2 in hand and trailing almost up to target 1 now. Looks like we're going to be at 069 probably. I am pushing down through its session, or its 200 EMA rather. Looks like data's caught up. So we're back in real time. Okay. Stop out at 069. 068, excuse me. New short. Need 1 tick move there. 14 tick minimum. And target 3. All right, we've got a close above, a close below balance line. There's money management on the micro Russell trade. So this will be at least a break even. 056 for the stop. And we stop out for a break even. Intrabar stop. So that's 2 break evens, very small loss, and a win. Positive on 4 trades at this point. We can take 2 more trades. one loss, so we can take two more losses or two more trades to 6. 2 trades it is. Calculator is going to keep tracking this, but we did stop out at break even on the micro Russell. This will be a second close below the balance line, so that assuming it closes down, so that will bring us back to the short. So mark it back up. I forget now what the setting on the pound Aussie is. It may take three bars to cancel. Crude inventory, or not inventory report, crude 10 a.m. mini session coming up in about 6 minutes plus. With the government shutdown in place, I have the inventory report session on the schedule, but if the government is not back up and running, that's not going to happen on Wednesday. And even if they come back online, because we're not back up on Monday, it may slide to Thursday anyway. So we'll just have to watch and see. Basically, we'll know by our regular session tomorrow morning. It's like the micro NQ or micro Russell rather is trying to set up a long trade. Okay, pound Aussie did close down, so that canceled the long trade. $371. We got as low as entry at 0371. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's a stop. 0344. And we did get below, yeah, we got the 03433. So we are in the short. Micro NQ with the long trade now. And a full stop out on the long trade for the micro Russell. And the fifth trade, that's going to put us pretty close to even. Short trade now. Final trade. That does trigger in. Needs one tick. 128. Target 3. All right, we'll mark this up. That's a possible trade on crude. One minute to go. Full stop out on the micro NQ as well. That is 2 losses. Actually, yeah, that's 2 losses on 2 trades and a short setup now. Money management on the micro Russells. The final trade will be at least a break even. And that's a target 3 win. So we'll move to target 4. All right, we are at our session. There's the entry. So we are short on crude. All right. Yeah, there's target one. So 10 a.m. mini session is going to be a one and done. See if we get target two out of this. Target one, 12 ticks. Target two, 19. There it is. Another 31 ticks. That's 80 ticks on the day. 49 on the 9 a.m. session. 31 on the 10 a.m. Short trade on the micro NQ does trigger in. We get target 4 and trail out on the micro Russell. That will end the session at 6 trades. Potential short trade coming on. Man, there it is. Short trade sets up on soybeans. Stop up above the session high. And target 2 at the session low. Has not triggered in yet. Short is on crude is from 69, so stop is at 68. But actually, we're done with that. We've hit both targets. Money management on the micro NQ. Trade number 3. Will be at least a break even. Short on the pound Aussie, short on the micro NQ. Potential short on soybeans. And everything else is done. 2 winning sessions on crude, 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. YM was the one and done. No, YM was 2 and done. Unleaded was 1 and done. Now Aussie testing the 50 EMA. All right, January activity is coming up, but it's not there yet. So we're still in November for soybeans. I would expect that to roll over, to volume to transition over in a couple of weeks. And the micro NQ is break even. So 2 losses and a break even. We can take 1 more loss or 3 more trades. So 3 trades or 1 loss, whichever comes first. All right, soybeans triggers into the short. And a long on micro NQ. Trade number 4. YM just below its session open for today. From yesterday evening. Micro Russell also just below its session open. Micro NQ up near its session high. And well above its session open and, of course, the session low. YM still going sideways. Micro Russell looking like it may want to go down. And now we have a stop and reverse long setup. Entry at 358, so it'll be 361 for the stop and reverse. That will push money management up 3 ticks, 3 pips, so it'll go to 373, which is 1 tick below target 2. Not much going right now. Short on the pound Aussie with potential stop and reverse. Long on micro NQ, taking some heat. Trade number 4 there. Soybeans in the short. So short on the pound Aussie, long on micro NQ, and short on soybeans. Those are our 3 active charts, also 3 active trades. Looks like we hit the long entry unadjusted on the pound Aussie. So we will have to track the short manually if it does go back down. We've got about 10 minutes where I'm going to have to wrap it up to get to an appointment. And Aussie trying to push up to the long entry. Still right around, and there, here we go, a little push, just 7 ticks away from the entry. Within 4 ticks of the entry that time. And then 4 ticks again. 3 ticks, 2 ticks. And there it goes. So we are in the long. So we go 344 to 361. Seventeen pip risk. That's an 85 pip loss on 5 positions. So 73 was our going to be our money management. Target 2 is our first actionable for 13 pips. And we take a full loss, our third full loss on the micro NQ. That ends that session. 3 losses, so definitely a down session there. So we have the pound Aussie long and soybean short. Pound Aussie trying to make an upward move here, trying to push through the 200 EMA. If we get through this, we've got a good, this trade has a good chance. Pound Aussie failing to get through the 200, now testing the 50 again. Don't really want to get stuck right here. Soybeans coming back down toward the entry again. And testing the 200 again. So which way is it going to go? Soybeans came back and touched the entry and pulled back up. And there's four ticks. Pound Aussie kind of stuck on the 200 EMA. I'm going to have to wrap it up here in about 2 minutes. Still status quo. And there's a little bit of a push from the pound Aussie. And it closed this bar above the 200 EMA. And the answer is yes, it can. So did we get up to 71? Not quite. It's like we can break 71. I think we've got a really good chance on this trade. But I am going to have to call it a morning. That's where we are on the pound Aussie. And soybeans is still short. 5 ticks above the entry. So that's where we'll have to leave it today. Back again tomorrow, regular session at 9:30 a.m. If the government shutdown is closed out today, we may have a crude oil inventory session tomorrow, but basically check in during the regular session to find out for sure. Or check on Forex Factory or whatever method you use to check on the inventory report. Looking right now like it's very unlikely we'll have a crude oil inventory report tomorrow. All right, everybody have a good afternoon. We'll see everybody in the morning at 9:30 Eastern.